Donald Trump did a whacked post-arrest interview with Greg Kelly on Newsmax, and I want to show that to you. This was, if I'm not mistaken, last night after his arrest and his booking, where he was mug-shotted, if that's a phrase, or he got his mug shot taken, and he was not happy about it, as you might be able to imagine, and just uncontrollably had lies flying out of his mouth as he was responding in this interview. He called in to the show, and first clip is here.
Fourth time you were in custody today. It's totally absurd, in my opinion, but what was it like? How did they treat you? What was the experience like today in jail?
Terrible experience. I came in, I was treated very nicely, but it is what it is. I took a mugshot, which I never heard the words mugshot. Didn't teach me that at the Wharton School of Finance. And I have to go through a process. It's election interference. You know that better than anybody. You cover it so well. You just a fantastic job, I have to tell you, for the listeners. Fantastic job, Greg. But it's a very sad experience, and it's a very sad day for our country. This is
fourth time.
So it's a sad day for... No, it's not a sad day. It's sad that a former president did the things that Trump did. It's happy, it's good that accountability is now taking place legally, because we can discourage future presidents from attempting to allegedly unlawfully overthrow our democratic process and our democratic elections by showing future presidents that the last guy who tried this got held accountable in a serious, severe fashion. So it's good that's happening for the rule of law. Unfortunate for Trump, but that's just the way that it goes. Then this clip.
But I went through an experience today that I never thought I'd have to go through. But yet I've gone through the same experience 3 other times. In my whole life, I didn't know anything about indictment, and now I've been indicted like 4 times, and all by the radical left, and it's in coordination, absolutely in coordination with the Justice Department.
We'll get more to that talking point in a later segment where Jim Jordan is going to investigate if there was coordination between Jack Smith and Fani Willis. But it's strange that he keeps saying, and you'll see this in a future clip as well, that he had no knowledge of indictments. I had no idea even what a mugshot was. What? Even if you're not a criminal, I feel like you should, by the age that Trump was when all of his legal troubles started stacking up, already know those terms and know what they mean, even if you're not, again, a criminal. Then he weighs in on the debate and says he loved Vivek Ramaswamy. Shocking.
As far as the stage last night, I thought Vivek, as we say, did very well. Actually, his name is Vivek, like cake. But I thought he was very good.
He is actually correct. I, for a while, mispronounced it as Vivek. And a lot of people have said Vivek and all these different things. It is Vivek. So Trump's correct on that. Wow.
Like where I said, I was the greatest president in his lifetime and long beyond. That's pretty good. I said, are you sure he's running against me? But I thought he was very good.
Yeah, Vivek Ramaswamy called Trump the greatest president of the 21st century, and it's not surprising that Trump would like the most the person on the stage who's not really running to defeat him, but instead just to raise his profile among his followers, among Trump's followers. And so he'll make similar points and be perpetuating a lot of these right-wing talking points without actually going after the person who's polling the highest, being Trump. And then he speaks to the trial that found the civil trial that found him liable for sexual abuse of E. Jean Carroll. And actually, the judge later clarified, while under the text of the law, the jury found that he didn't rape E. Jean Carroll, in common terminology, what he was found liable for is rape. It is what we call rape. But because of the exact specifics of the law, they distinguished between sexual abuse and rape, and he was found liable of sexual abuse, but we do consider what he was found liable for, as I said, rape. And so he speaks to that here.
Very sad day for our country. This is a weaponized Justice Department, and all of these indictments and cases, I have a couple of cases, they're not indictments, they're just cases where you have these left lawyers suing or like a woman that I never saw before, other than I guess she took a picture 25 years ago on a line, on a contributors line or something, or charity line. Everything, it's just like one thing after the next, and what they want to do.
One thing after the next, he says, because he's the big victim and it's so much they're coming after me, even though, yeah, that's what happens whenever you do a bunch of bad things. Whenever you conduct yourself in the ways that he has, then sometimes eventually accountability starts stacking up. And that's what we're seeing here. And we can't forget, because of how much is going on, he was found liable by a jury in a civil trial of sexual abuse, what we refer to as rape. And he is, number one, just running for president and has a lot of support. And even more stunning, in the party of family values, as they proclaim themselves to be, and they love him. It is really stunning. And when you really think about it, rather enraging. One more clip. He gets asked how he sleeps. Do you sleep well? And how long do you sleep?
Scenario, 40 points on top in the Republican field and crushing Biden by about 7 points in the latest poll. How are you sleeping, by the way? In your book a long time ago, you said you slept 4 hours a night. Are you still a 4 hour a night guy? What you got a routine when it comes to that?
No, but more or less. But I do sleep soundly, and I don't let it bother me, because it is what it is. It's a horrible thing. And really, it helps that, when you have poll numbers like this, that means the people understand it. But you mentioned something.
Scenario, 40 points on.
So he sleeps soundly because of his poll numbers or something. He is, even though he tries to posture as something different, terrified of this. He knows, even with his lack of knowledge about a lot of things, he knows how damning the evidence is against him, and how terrifying the sentences, the potential sentences he could get if convicted, are. And so I'm sure he's not sleeping so great. And I actually have a lot of evidence that he doesn't sleep well in the form of his Truth Social account, because he's truthing, as it's called, all hours of the night. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.